every land that waits for worthy hands. It dreams of clash and thunder more than peace or quiet lands. We felt its hunger calling as we crossed the frozen foam. For steel that sleeps too long forgets the warrior's home. Night we reached the shoreline, not a single torch was lit. The silence felt like tension in a bow already split. We moved as shadows moving where the cold winds barely stirred, and waited for the moment when the sleeping sword was heard. With sudden thunder when the first shield cracked apart, the sound like some great hammer striking deep into the heart. The clash rolled fast and savage as the sparks leapt high and wide, and every stroke we answered with the fury of the tide. Fiercely as though death itself was near. Their voices sharp with courage born of anger, pain and fear. Yet still our line moved forward like a storm that cannot rest. For northern steel grows stronger with each test against the chest. Furnace where the breath of men ran hot. The dust and smoke grew thicker till the sky itself was caught. Yet through it all the sword sang clear in ringing iron tone, a song that only warriors who fight as one have known. The sound grew quieter and faded with the light. The wind replaced the thunder of the long and brutal fight. We cleaned the blade in silence as the sun broke pale and slow, and felt that restless sword had sung the song it longed to show. So tell of steel that never sleeps and hands that never fail, of how the blade awakens when the fearless heart sets sail. For long as men remember how the iron songs are made, the North shall hear forever the awakening of the blade. loud and restless as it tore across the sea. It carried tales of battles fought and those yet still to be. Our sails were pulled like banners by the hands of fate itself, as though the storm had chosen us above all mortal wealth. Struck hard like war drums beating deep against the hull. The sky hung low and heavy and the light was turning dull. Yet none aboard our longship spoke of turning back to land, for glory waits for those who sail where fear cannot command. Silence like a blade within the mist. We felt the weight of every oath within the tightening fist. The moment came like thunder when our keels cut into sand, and battle rose to meet the iron coming from the strand. The clash was wild and sudden like the breaking of a dam. The roar of men and weapons surged as one relentless slam. Our axes carved their story through the trembling line of shields, and every step we took became a victory revealed. And smoke that clawed the sky. The breath of war was heavy with the echo of the cry. Yet still we pressed ahead until their courage snapped in two. For storms reward the hearts that strike the hardest and the true. When silence fell, it came as though the wind had drawn a blade. The smoke lay thick and bitter where the final stand was made. We stood among the embers while the tide began to rise, and felt the storm still moving somewhere deep beyond the skies. So sing of how the wind once bore the iron of the north, and drove the sons of battle to unleash their fearless worth. For long as storms keep walking and the restless oceans roam, the wind shall carry iron and the north shall carry home. As we drifted toward the dawn, the scars of countless battles marked the path our lives had drawn. The oars moved slow and steady, like the beating of a heart, as though the world itself knew this would be our final part. No fear remained among us, only silence deep and wide, the kind that comes when worries know they've nothing left to hide. We watch the pale horizon, where the morning light was born, and felt the weight of every oath we'd ever sworn. The shore appeared in stillness, like a dream that will not last, a place where fate would gather all the echoes of the past. We stepped upon the sand as though the earth had called our name, for every road of iron leads at last to one last flame. Like the breaking of the world, the roar of men and banners in the smoky sky unfurled. We fought as though the sea itself stood watching from behind, to see if we were worthy of the tales it would remind. One by one, ships burn behind us on the shore, their smoke like rising pillars none could ever more ignore. Yet still we drove ahead with every breath and final cry, for better is one fearless hour than years that pass us by. Like a storm that spent its breath, the wind alone now wandered through the sleeping fields of death. We stood within the silence where our final fight had lain, and knew our song would carry far beyond that field of pain. Song wherever northern winds still roam, of warriors who fought so hard, the sea itself their home. For though their sails are ashes and their oars no longer tempered in the frost and biting rain, where hunger forged the spirit and the cold refined the pain. No southern sun could soften what the northern storms had made, for iron hearts are hammered where the light and warmth both fade. We sail through nights of endless wind where waves like mountains roar, yet every storm behind us only sharpened axe and sword. The sea became our teacher and the sky our endless guide, for men who master tempests never fear the turning tide. At sunrise, where the mist was thick and pale, their numbers seemed unending like the grain within a bale. Yet something burned inside us hotter than the morning flame, the will to stand unbroken and carve honor in our name. One great wildfire racing hard across the land, the roar of northern voices made the earth itself expand. Our blades became a storm of sparks that leapt from shield to shield, and every step we gained became a destiny revealed. Flame had burned its mark upon the world. So tell of how it started, not in battle but in snow, in lands where stubborn seeds of iron courage grow. For long as storms keep rising and the cold winds still proclaim, the North shall live forever in that fierce, unbroken flame. Unbroken The road behind was burning with the memory of the slain. The road ahead was carved in ash and promised fire and pain. Yet still we walk together with the calm of those who know that every step in battle brings the warrior where he must go. The mountains watched in silence as we crossed the final plain, their peaks like frozen witnesses to glory earned in pain. We felt the weight of stories that the future songs would tell, for men who fight without regret already conquer well. The clash was not a question, but a storm already sealed. The moment steel was lifted, every hidden fate revealed. We moved as though the ancient halls had opened wide their gate, and every strike we gave became a hammer blow of fate. The sound of iron thunder shook the valley's ancient floor. The roar of men and weapons rose like waves against the shore. We fought as though the final dawn had already been drawn, and none would live forever, but our legend would live on. One brother fell, another rose, yet still the line held fast. For honor is a bond no blade has ever split or passed. We knew beyond the battle smoke a brighter fire would burn, where fearless souls are welcomed when the living cannot return. At last the field grew quiet as the sun broke through the gray. The shadows shrank like whispers that the wind had blown away. We stood among the fallen with a silence in our breath, and felt the hall of heroes standing just beyond our death. So sing not just of victory, but of courage standing tall. For glory lives forever in the hearts that gave their all. And when the final horn is heard and mortal sight grows dim, the hall awaits the brave who fought with unbroken will within.
The sky rolled low and heavy like a shield before it breaks. The wind cut sharp as iron with each breath the warrior takes. We march march beneath the thunder with our spears held to the sky. For storms and northern fighters share the same unyielding cry. The hills ahead were waiting like the backs of sleeping kings, their silence thick with promise of the clash that battle brings. Yet none among our ranks allowed the doubt to slow his stride, for fate walks fast beside the man who never tries to hide. The lightning split the heavens as the enemy appeared. Their banners snapped like frightened birds, their battle lines were feared. But deeper than the thunder was the roar within our chest, the fire that drives the Northman when his courage faces test. We struck like rain of iron falling hard across the plain. The sound of spear on armor rang like anvils struck in flame. The storm above seemed eager to repeat the clash below, and every bolt of lightning lit the fury of the blow. Tangled where the lines collided fast. The breath of war hung thick and hot with echoes of the past. Yet forward still we carved the path where none had dared to tread. For storms reward the fearless more than those who turn and dread. At last their ranks were shattered like a ship against the reef. The thunder rolled away and left the valley wrapped in grief. We stood among the silence with our spears still raised on high, a forest born of iron reaching upward to the sky. So sing of how the storm itself once marched with northern men, and how the spears of thunder struck the world again and again. For long as clouds grow heavy and the lightning splits the dome, the tale of storm-born warriors shall always find its home. The drums began like heartbeats from beneath the frozen ground, a slow and distant thunder that no living hand had found. Yet every warrior felt it in the marrow of his bones, a call that wakes the courage only northern blood has known. The lake lay sealed in crystal, cold and vast beneath the sky, its surface pale and silent as the clouds went drifting by. We crossed it without speaking, only iron at our side, for somewhere past the far bank waited battles turning tide. The enemy stood waiting where the forest met the snow, their numbers dark as ravens in the pale and silent glow. But when the drums grew louder, something changed within the air, for fear belongs to those who face the north unprepared. The clash rang out and shattered all the stillness of the day. The ice beneath our boots cracked sharp, but none would turn away. Our voices rose like wolves across the blinding winter light, and every man struck harder for the glory of the fight. The sound of steel was endless, like a storm that will not cease. The drums beneath a frozen world denied the thought of peace. We drove them step by step until their courage turned to fly, and left the silent valley to the victors of the fight. When all was done, the drums were gone, the lake lay still again. The only sound, the wind that moved across the fallen man. We stood there in the twilight with our shadows long and wide, and felt that ancient heartbeat fading slowly with the tide. So when the winter deepens and the frozen rivers groan, remember how the northern drums once claimed the world their own. For deep beneath
and the sea turns dark and wide, where only storms and legends walk beside the northern tide. The sky hung low like iron, and the wind spoke rough and cold, yet still we chased the promise that the oldest songs had told. The land appeared at last like teeth of stone above the foam, a place no southern king would dare to claim or call his home. But where the unknown waits, there beats the fiercest warrior's heart. For glory lives where fearless men step in and make their mark. The shoreline, like a challenge nodding eye. The ground was hard and barren, but our boots struck sure and deep. For Northmen lands their legends, where the bravest dare to lead. The clash that followed thundered like the birth of some new age. The winds became our chorus and the sky our battle stage. We fought not just for victory, but for the right to stand as those who their story at the ending of the line. The storm itself seemed watching as the iron struggle grew. The sea roared loud behind us, like it wished to join it too. Yet still the banner held against the chaos and the flame, a sign that even would carve its name. At last the fighting faltered. Planted there, a symbol of the strength that bird within. For long as waves strike distant cliffs and northern winds are hurled, the banner still shall fly there at the ending of the we sailed where maps grow empty. We sailed where
lay thick upon the shields that waited for the cold. Our breath rose slow like battle smoke before the clash of all. The runes along our sword edges caught the pale dawn light, as though the ancient gods themselves at last the coming fright. The valley stood before us like a bowl of waiting snow. Its silence heavy warning we would not return as known. Yet still we stepped together with the calm of a winter seas. For fear cannot take root where men have long outgrown their needs. Shifting shadows in the snow.
the sky. The wind carried the sound of steel beneath the frozen skies. Yet forward still we pressed until their line began to fail. For winter favors warriors whose hearts refuse to pay.
Our ships cut through the darkness with a hunger of their own. No word was spoken loudly, yet each war understood that by the dawn the shore ahead would taste both flame and blood.
The tide was heavy, breathing like a beast that waits to wait. The creak of wood and rope was all the silence dead to make. We watched the shoreline growing from a shadow into land, and tighten slow and steady every grip on shield and hand. The landing came like thunder when our keels struck stone and sand. We leapt into the cold night as one storm of Norse and land. The roar that burst among us seemed to tear the dark apart, for battle is the language of the fearless northern heart.
Their village woke to chaos as the fire climbed the sky. The clash of steel and splintered doors rang out with every cry. Our shadows towered giant on the smoke-lit walls of fear, and none who faced the Northmen could pretend that death was near.
The fighting surged like wildfire racing hard through timbered halls. The sparks became a blizzard drifting red along the walls. Yet even in the fury there was purpose in each blow, for victory is forged where courage chooses not to slow.
When silence came, it settled like the snow before a storm. The glow of dying embers cast the world in ashen form. We stood beside the shoreline while the wind erased the flame, and knew that by the sunrise songs would carry out our name.
So let the black horizon keep the memory of that night, of ships that came from darkness wrapped in iron flame and might. For though the smoke has vanished and the sea lies cold once more, the fire of northern warriors still walks that distant shore.
The sky was dark as iron when the horns began to sound, a note so deep it seemed to shake the roots beneath the ground. We knew before the charge began that few would see the dawn, yet none among us faltered when the call to strike was drawn. Our shields were locked together like a wall of ancient stone. Each heartbeat thundered louder than the last we'd ever known. The wind itself fell silent as if waiting for the cry that sends the sons of battle running hard enough to die. Then like a storm unchained at last we burst across the field. No thought remained of safety, no desire to turn or yield. The clash was like the heavens tearing open into flame, and in that storm of iron every man forgot his name. As though the north itself stood watching from the sky, as though the gods had carved our fate and dared us not to try. The roar of men and weapons turned the world to sound and fire, and still we drove ahead with hearts that burned with wild desire. One by one the brothers fell, yet none had fallen vain. For every step we purchased cost the enemy in pain. And even as the circle closed and darkness filled the breath, we carved our legend deeper with each strike we gave to death. At last we stood surrounded, but the fear had long been slain. For glory walks beside the man who laughs in battle's rain. We raised our blades together for the final northern cry, a sound that shook the heavens as it split the iron sky. Forever where the fires of warriors burn, of how the Northmen charged, though none could hope return. For though their bodies vanished where the crimson battle lay, their last cry still is riding on the winds of war today. Snapped above us like a storm about to break. Its shadow fell across the ground with every step we take. The wolf was stitched in crimson thread that danced within the wind, a sign that where it's carried war itself has always been. We crossed the fields at twilight where the mist began to rise. The glow of dying sunlight burned like embers in the skies. Our armor caught the fading light like sparks before the night, and every man felt battle drawing closer with its might. No drum announced the moment when the silence split apart. unleashed upon the trembling land. For strength is born where fearless men together choose to stand. Fiercely, but their courage soon grew thin. For terror walks beside the blade that Northmen carry in. Our banner cut the darkness like a star that will not fade. And where its shadow touched the ground, no warrior was afraid. The clash rolled on like thunder, trapped within a narrow sky. The breath of war was heavy with the sound of those who died. Yet still we pressed ahead until the final line was crossed. For wolves do not retreat, no matter what the cost. When silence came at last, it felt too vast for mortal breath. The wind alone now wandered through the quiet fields of death. We planted deep the banner where the final charge had been, a mark that wolves had walked the ground and conquered it as men. So when the night grows restless and the northern winds arise, look for the wolf that runs beneath the storm-filled skies. For long after the battle fades and songs of men grow dim, the banner of the wolf still flies where courage once grew grim. Shatter shields and past the fallen dead. No crown of gold awaits the man who walks that iron way, but songs that live forever long after bones are gray. We march before the sunrise with the frost beneath our feet. The silence of the valley made our coming thunder beat. Each step was like a promise hammered deep into the ground. and pain. For kings are not just born, they rise where lesser men are slain. The iron path grows steeper with each brother left behind, but grief becomes a fire that sharpens will and mind. We carried on not just for gold nor lands beyond the sea, but for the right to say we fought as hard as men can be. At last their line was broken and the storm began to fall. The ground was thick with echoes of the battle's final call. We stood among the silence like the last of winter's breath. For those who walk the iron path make peace with life and death. So sing not just of victories nor spoils that fade with time, but of the road of iron where the fearless hearts must climb. For every man who walks it leaves a mark no age can hide, and kings are forged forever on that long and burning stride. Silent under steel blue morning sky, yet far beyond the mountains roll the drums of distant cries. We tighten grips on axe and spear as ravens cross the sun. For every man could feel the hour of reckoning had come. The long ships cut the water like a blade through frozen breath. Their prows were carved as monsters born to carry war and death. But in our chests there burned a fire no winter could command. The hunger of the Northmen who would soon take foreign land.
itself seemed shaken by the weight of every man. Our voices rose together like the breaking of the storm. And in that roar of thunder, northern legends took their form. Their gates were shut in terror, yet their walls could never stand. For courage climbs far higher than the tallest work of man. The crash of iron echoed like the sky had split in two. And through the shattered silence came the storm that they all knew. The clash was fierce and blinding like the turning of the tide. The smoke and sparks of battle wrapped the world from side to side. But still we drove ahead as though the thunder led our way. For victory belongs to those who never choose to stay. When at last the fighting ended and the sky returned to gray, the wind carried the stories of the fearless from that day. Our banners stood in silence where the broken gates had been, and glory walked among the Norse, unyielding sons of men. So when the fjords grow restless and the distant thunder call, remember how the Northmen shook the earth and shattered walls. For storms may fade to whispers and the waves forget the foam, but thunder forged in battle finds its endless echo home. The fire danced upon the waves as night devoured the shore. Our ships were lines of embers drifting toward the roar of war. Each warrior watched the darkness with a calm and steady